Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of British 1 shilling coins and more specifically, the top 5 most valuable 1 shilling coins ever discovered. These coins might look small, but their history, mint marks, and unique variations make them worth serious money depending on their year, condition, and rarity. So sit back, relax, and let's explore these treasures of British numismatic history. Moneybag, let's get started. First up, the story of the 1956 1 shilling coin, a classic pre-decimal piece that continues to attract collectors around the world. Although it may seem like an ordinary coin from the mid-20th century, this little piece of silver-colored history carries a unique charm, rich heritage, and a collector's value that can surprise many, especially when found in circulated fine condition. So, let's explore its background, design, rarity, and current market value in today's auction scene. The 1956 1 shilling coin was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, who had just ascended the throne a few years earlier, in 1952. This coin belongs to the pre-decimal era, a time before the United Kingdom transitioned to the decimal system in 1971. During this period, a shilling was worth 1/20th of a pound, or 12 old pence. The 1956 issue represents the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign and captures the nation's post-war resilience and renewal. Two different versions of the shilling circulated at this time: the English reverse, which featured the English crest with 3 lions passant guardant, and the Scottish reverse, depicting the lion rampant of Scotland within a double trait shore flory counter flory. Both versions bore the same obverse design, the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick, showing the Queen wearing a laurel wreath, symbolizing victory and peace. The 1956 1 shilling coin was struck in cupronickel, replacing the silver composition used in earlier shillings before 1947. It weighs 5.65 grams and has a diameter of 23.6 millimeters. The coin's obverse displays the graceful and iconic first portrait of the Queen, surrounded by the Latin inscription Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. The reverse design, the English shilling, features the 3 lions passant, representing England's historic arms, with the words FID Def 1 shilling 1956 surrounding the design. The Scottish shilling bears the lion rampant, crowned and encircled by the double trait shore, symbolizing Scotland's royal heritage, also surrounded by the same inscription. Collectors often enjoy searching for both variants to complete their set, and the fine details of these designs make them miniature works of art, reflecting the unity of the United Kingdom's nations. While the 1956 1 shilling coin is not considered extremely rare in pristine mint condition, finding well-preserved examples in circulated fine condition is becoming increasingly difficult. Many of these coins were heavily used in daily transactions throughout the 1950s and 1960s, and with the 1971 decimalization, millions were eventually withdrawn from circulation. Collectors still seek these coins for their historical importance and for completing early Queen Elizabeth II sets. Even in damaged or worn states, the coin holds nostalgic and collectible value, especially if the details on the obverse and reverse remain visible. Scottish reverses tend to attract slightly higher demand among collectors due to their more intricate design and regional symbolism. Coins showing minimal corrosion and clear lettering are always favored in today's collector and auction markets. The 1956 1 shilling coin can fetch anywhere between $531,000 in circulated fine condition, depending on wear, type, and overall eye appeal. Coins with heavier circulation or surface damage might only bring $224,000, while those with sharper details and less wear can command up to $10 or more in niche auctions or online marketplaces like eBay and Numista. Proof-like examples or uncirculated coins, especially those in original mint brilliance, are much rarer and can sell for $123,000 or higher, particularly if slabbed and graded by reputable companies such as PCGS or NGC. Scottish varieties sometimes reach slightly higher prices due to collector preference and their relative scarcity in top-grade conditions. If you're planning to add the 1956 1 shilling to your collection, always start by examining the coin's details closely. Look for clear lettering, minimal scratches, and a readable date. Avoid coins that have been cleaned, as this can reduce their numismatic value. Try to collect both the English and Scottish reverses to complete your set and showcase the cultural diversity of mid-century British coinage. Storing your coins properly is also key. Use acid-free holders or albums to prevent tarnish or further wear. If you find a coin in better than average condition, consider having it graded or preserved in a protective slab. Keep an eye on auction platforms for rare varieties or error coins, which can sometimes appear with striking flaws or misalignments that increase value significantly. The 1956 United Kingdom 1 shilling coin stands as a timeless piece of British monetary history representing the dawn of Queen Elizabeth II's reign, the legacy of pre-decimal currency, and the craftsmanship of mid-century minting. While not among the rarest of coins, its charm, historical significance, and modest collectible value make it a must-have for both new and seasoned numismatists. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 shilling from 1959. This small yet historical coin holds more value than many realize, especially for collectors who appreciate post-war British numismatics. Whether you found one in an old drawer or inherited it from a family collection, you might be wondering, is this coin rare, and how much is it really worth today in the auction market? Stick around as we explore its history, design, rarity, and current market value in US dollars. The 1959 1 shilling coin was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, just a few years after her coronation in 1953. At that time, the British currency system was still pre-decimal, meaning 12 pence made 1 shilling, and 20 shillings made 1 pound. These coins were used widely across the United Kingdom before decimalisation in 1971, when the pound was redefined into 100 new pence. Two versions of the 1 shilling coin existed, one representing England and the other Scotland, both featuring unique national emblems on the reverse. The 1959 issue falls into the early Elizabethan coinage era, making it historically significant as part of the first decade of her reign. Minted in large quantities, the coin was produced mainly in cupronickel, replacing the silver content that earlier shillings had before 1947. Now, let's look at what makes the 1959 1 shilling stand out. On the obverse side, you'll find the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick, featuring the Queen facing right and wearing a laurel wreath, a symbol of victory and youth. Around the edge, the legend reads Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina, which translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. On the reverse, depending on the type, you'll either see the English version, which displays a crown shield with the 3 lions passant guardant, the symbol of England, or the Scottish version, featuring a crowned lion rampant within a double border decorated with fleur-de-lis. The edge of the coin is milled, and it measures 23.5 millimeters in diameter, weighing about 5.65 grams. These small design differences make collecting both versions from the same year an exciting goal for coin collectors who enjoy completing sets of national variants. While the 1959 1 shilling is not considered extremely rare in general circulation, its condition greatly affects its desirability and value. Coins in uncirculated or proof-like condition can fetch premium prices, while fine or damaged examples are mostly sought after by beginner collectors or those completing circulated sets. However, some coins from this year have minting errors, such as weak strikes, die cracks, or misalignments, which can significantly raise their value at auction. Even in a fine circulated condition, collectors still appreciate the historical charm and design quality of this coin, especially given that many were melted or lost after decimalisation. The demand is steady, particularly among collectors of Elizabeth II pre-decimal series, who value these coins as part of British monetary history. So, how much is the 1959 United Kingdom 1 shilling worth today? In fine circulated condition, the coin typically sells for around $534,000 on the collector's market. However, the value can rise depending on the version and preservation. The Scottish reverse type sometimes sells slightly higher due to its lesser mintage and popularity among collectors. Coins in extremely fine or uncirculated condition can fetch between $431,000, while those with confirmed mint errors or high-grade certification from services like NGC or PCGS can reach upwards of $321,000 at numismatic auctions. Although not a fortune, the coin's true value lies in its historical significance and collectability, especially as fewer high-grade examples remain available today. If you own a 1959 1 shilling, here are a few tips to help you preserve and possibly increase its value over time. Avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning can damage its surface and reduce its collector value. Store properly. Use acid-free holders or coin flips to protect against moisture and scratches. Identify the version. Check if yours is the English or Scottish reverse, as this can affect its desirability. Look for errors. Subtle minting mistakes can transform an ordinary coin into a rare collectible. Track auction prices. Keep an eye on platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and numerous bids for up-to-date market trends. The 1959 United Kingdom 1 shilling coin is a charming relic from the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Though not extremely rare, its design, national variations, and place in pre-decimal history make it a must-have for any serious collector of British coins. Whether you have one in fine condition or a high-grade example, it represents a fascinating piece of numismatic heritage and a small, shining reminder of Britain's rich coinage history. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 shilling from 1953. While it might seem like a common coin at first glance, collectors know there's far more to it than meets the eye. We'll explore its historical background, unique design details, and why it's a sought-after collectible, even in very fine condition. We'll also uncover its auction market value in dollars and provide tips for collectors who might want to add this gem to their collection. The 1953 1 shilling coin marks a very special year in British history, the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. Following the death of King George VI in 1952, the Royal Mint released an entirely new series of coins in 1953 to celebrate the young Queen's coronation. These coins introduced Elizabeth II's first official portrait, designed by Mary Gillick, which is now considered one of the most iconic royal effigies ever minted. The 1953 1 shilling was part of the pre-decimal British coinage system, where 12 pence made a shilling and 20 shillings made a pound. This particular coin was struck in cupra nickel, replacing the earlier silver issues, and remained in circulation until decimalization in 1971. The coin's historical significance lies not only in its connection to the Queen's coronation year, but also as part of the transition period between Britain's traditional and modern coinage systems. The 1953 1 shilling coin is easily recognizable for its detailed design and symbolic artwork. The obverse features Queen Elizabeth II facing right, wearing a laurel wreath rather than a crown, a design choice that reflects youth and optimism at the start of her reign. Around the portrait is the inscription, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Brit, OMN, Regina, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen of all the Britons. The reverse design exists in two distinct versions, one for England and one for Scotland, a tradition carried over from earlier issues. The English version displays the three lions passant guardant, topped by a crown. The Scottish version features the lion rampant within a double treize-shore flora counterflory, also crowned. Both designs carry the denomination 1 shilling and the date 1953 below. The sharp detailing, fine lettering, and precise rim beads make this coin stand out for its craftsmanship. While millions of 1953 1 shillings were minted for circulation, finding one in very fine or higher condition has become increasingly difficult. Most of these coins saw heavy use in the 1950s and 1960s, meaning that uncirculated and mint-state examples are far rarer today. Even coins in very fine condition showing light where with most details still visible are now desirable among collectors. Interestingly, even damaged or heavily circulated coins from 1953 can attract attention, primarily due to their coronation year connection. Coins with minor scratches, toning, or worn edges still retain collectible value if their design details are readable. Some collectors actively seek these historically worn pieces for their display sets, particularly when trying to complete a full coronation year coin series. Now, let's talk about what everyone wants to know: how much is the 1953 1 shilling worth today? In very fine condition, the 1953 United Kingdom 1 shilling typically sells for around $636,000, depending on whether it's the English or Scottish type. However, the value can rise significantly for coins in extremely fine or uncirculated condition, sometimes reaching $531,000 at online auctions or coin fairs. If the coin has been professionally graded by NGC or PCGS and shows minimal wear, collectors have been known to pay $413,000, especially for visually appealing examples with strong luster. On the other hand, damaged coins or those with heavy corrosion may only bring $316,000, but they can still hold sentimental or historic value for beginners. It's also worth noting that proof versions struck for the 1953 coronation proof sets are much rarer and can fetch between $214,000. Depending on condition and packaging, if you're planning to collect or invest in a 1953 1 shilling coin, here are a few important tips. Differentiate between the English and Scottish issues. Both are valuable, but some collectors prefer one over the other, depending on personal or regional interest. Inspect the condition carefully. Coins with sharp details, minimal scratches, and clear lettering always fetch higher prices. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop to check for damage. Avoid cleaning your coin. Cleaning can significantly reduce its value, as it alters the surface and patina. Store properly. Keep your coin in an acid-free holder or capsule to prevent tarnishing or oxidation. Research recent auction results. Market trends for British pre-decimal coins can fluctuate based on collector interest and metal prices. Staying updated ensures you get a fair price when buying or selling. The 1953 United Kingdom 1 shilling is much more than just an old coin. It's a piece of British history marking the dawn of Queen Elizabeth II's record-breaking reign. Its symbolic designs, connection to the coronation year, and increasing scarcity in high grades make it an attractive collectible for both seasoned numismatists and newcomers alike. Whether your coin is in very fine condition or slightly worn, it still carries a fascinating story and tangible link to a pivotal moment in British history. Next up, the fascinating United Kingdom 1 shilling coin from 1960, a piece of British numismatic history that still attracts collectors from around the world. Whether you've discovered one in your coin jar or inherited it from a relative, you might be wondering how rare it really is and what it could be worth today, especially in fine circulated condition. So sit back as we uncover the story, features, rarity, and auction market value of this classic coin, and stay tuned till the end for some expert collector tips. The 1961 shilling coin belongs to the pre-decimal British currency system that was in use before 1971. At that time, 1 shilling was equal to 12 pence, and 20 shillings made £1. The coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, marking one of the early years of her reign following her coronation in 1960. Versions of the 1 shilling coin were minted in 1960, the English reverse featuring the 3 lions passant of England, and the Scottish reverse featuring the lion rampant and crown of Scotland. These designs reflected the two nations under the United Kingdom, making both varieties historically and culturally significant. The coins were struck in cupronickel, replacing the earlier silver issues that ended in 1946, marking the modern transition of British coinage metals. The obverse of the 1961 shilling coin displays the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. This iconic image shows the Queen wearing a laurel wreath rather than a crown, a design that symbolizes youth and renewal during the early years of her monarchy. On the reverse, depending on the version, you'll find either the English coat of arms with FID Def 1 shilling inscribed around it, or the Scottish coat of arms with the same inscription. Both feature the date 1960 neatly placed below the shield. Each coin weighs around 5.65 grams and has a diameter of 23.5 millimeters. Its edge is milled, and the metal composition is 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a durable silvery appearance that resists corrosion. One reason many examples still survive in decent condition today. While the 1961 shilling coin is not considered extremely rare, its value and collectability depend heavily on the condition, mint variety, and demand among collectors. Millions were minted, but many have been lost, melted, or heavily worn over time. In fine circulated condition, meaning moderate wear but all details visible, the coin still holds interest, particularly for those building complete year sets of early Queen Elizabeth II coinage. Even coins with surface damage, scratches, or tarnish can attract attention from new collectors looking for affordable historical pieces. The Scottish reverse tends to be slightly more sought after in international markets compared to the English version, though both are necessary for a full shilling collection. Coins in damaged or corroded condition often sell for modest prices, but they represent an affordable entry point for beginner collectors who value history more than perfection. As of 2025, the 1960 UK 1 shilling coin in fine circulated condition generally trades in the range of $321,000. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition can sell for around $4 to $7, while uncirculated examples with full luster can fetch $10 to $15 or more, especially if well-preserved. T-coin shows and online auctions like eBay or UK-based platforms. Special interest coins such as those with exceptional toning, minting errors, or provenance can occasionally reach $20 or higher. However, damaged examples or those with heavy corrosion may only bring 50 cents to $1, primarily valued as collectible curiosities rather than investment pieces. If you're considering collecting 1950s British coins, the 1961 shilling is a great piece to start with. When buying, focus on clear details on the Queen's portrait and a readable reverse design. Coins stored in dry, acid-free holders or coin flips will maintain their condition longer. It's also worth collecting both the English and Scottish varieties for a complete set. This adds historical depth and visual contrast to your collection. Always verify authenticity, especially when purchasing online, and consider referencing the standard catalogue of British coins or other numismatic guides for accurate grading and value comparison. Finally, keep an eye on auction trends, as older pre-decimal coins have seen rising interest from collectors outside the UK, particularly in the United States and Australia. The 1960 United Kingdom 1 shilling coin may not be among the rarest of British coins, but it represents an important piece of early Queen Elizabeth II coinage, a bridge between the silver shillings of the past and the modern decimal system of today. Its beautiful design, historical value, and affordable price make it a favourite among both new and experienced collectors. Whether yours is lightly circulated or a bit worn, it's still a charming reminder of Britain's rich numismatic heritage. Next up, the United Kingdom 1 shilling coin from 1957, a small but fascinating piece of British numismatic history. Whether you're a passionate collector or just starting your journey, this coin holds a special place in the post-war coinage of Great Britain. We'll explore its history, unique design, rarity, collector demand, and of course, its current market value in dollars, especially in fine condition. So, stay tuned until the end. This might just be a hidden gem in your coin collection. The 1957 1 shilling coin was minted during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, only a few years after her coronation in 1953. This coin was part of the pre-decimal British currency system, where 20 shillings made up £1. The 1 shilling denomination had long been a staple in everyday transactions, used widely throughout the United Kingdom before the currency system was decimalised in 1971. Interestingly, in 1957, two distinct versions of the 1 shilling were produced: the English crest version featuring the 3 lions of England, and the Scottish crest version, which shows a lion rampant over a crown shield. These coins symbolised the unity of the different nations within the United Kingdom, and both versions circulated side by side. The 1957 issues were struck in cupronickel. A silver content had been removed from shillings since 1947. The 1957 1 shilling has several unique and eye-catching features that make it appealing to collectors. On the obverse, it carries the first official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gildick, showing the young queen wearing a laurel wreath rather than a crown, a design admired for its elegance and simplicity. The reverse design differs depending on the version. The English version depicts the 3 lions passant guardant beneath a crown, with the inscription FID Def 1 shilling 1957. The Scottish version features a lion rampant on a shield surmounted by the Crown of Scotland. Both versions showcase the high-quality craftsmanship typical of mid-20th century British coinage, with sharp details and balanced lettering. The coin weighs around 5.65 grams and measures 23.6 millimeters in diameter. Now, let's talk about rarity and demand. While the 1957 1 shilling is not considered extremely rare, its collector value increases significantly based on mint condition, version type, and preservation. The Scottish version is often slightly more sought after due to its bold design and symbolic importance. Even coins in damaged or worn condition, such as those with scratches, tarnishing, or edge nicks, still attract interest from collectors who specialise in assembling date runs or educational displays. In fine condition, where moderate wear is visible but all details remain clear, this coin represents an affordable entry point into collecting pre-decimal British currency. Collectors appreciate the 1957 issue as a reminder of Britain's numismatic transition and its beautifully crafted designs from the early Elizabethan era. When it comes to market value, the 1957 1 shilling in fine condition typically sells for around $536,000. Coins in very fine to extremely fine condition can fetch between $4 and $7, while uncirculated or proof-like examples, especially those graded by professional services, may sell for $224,000 or more, depending on the demand at auction on online platforms like eBay or coin auctions. Some well-preserved specimens, particularly the Scottish version, have sold for up to $122,000 if presented in collectible packaging or with historical documentation. However, the true value lies in its charm and the satisfaction of owning a genuine mid-20th century coin from the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. If you're planning to add a 1957 1 shilling to your collection, here are a few tips. Check both types, English and Scottish versions. Having both makes your collection more complete. Look for detail, inspect the Queen's portrait and the shield design carefully. Sharp lines and minimal wear increase value. Avoid harsh cleaning. Cleaning can scratch the surface and reduce the coin's collectible worth. Store properly used coin holders or acid-free flips to prevent tarnish or further damage. Watch auction trends. Coin prices can fluctuate, especially for well-preserved or bulk lot finds. In conclusion, the 1957 United Kingdom 1 shilling may not be a coin that will make you instantly rich, but it holds remarkable historical value and aesthetic appeal for collectors worldwide. It represents the early years of Queen Elizabeth II's reign and stands as a charming relic from the pre-decimal era. Whether in fine or uncirculated condition, this coin tells a story of tradition, design, and national pride. If you enjoyed learning about this coin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with other coin lovers. Also, drop a comment below. Do you have a 1957 1 shilling in your collection? Is it English or Scottish? I'd love to know. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting.